Okay, today I am working on another clightning plugin similar to my last video where you can send messages between peers, but rather than through the straight peer connection, this is able to do it through hops from one peer to another, as long as you have a route and channels available to send a message from one peer to the other. So I am building on top of this existing plugin noise. It's lightning-d/plugins/noise, and it's by Christian Decker, and it's based on the whatsat protocol. And I'll scroll down here, you can see what that's made up of. There's all these different record types, and they are put together all behind the scenes via this plugin. So all we're really going to do is call the RPC calls from this plugin and be able to send the messages through various hops. And the chat message is 343493334 is kind of hard coded in here, like right here. And on the sending end, they're actually using, an actual constant for it. But basically, it would be nice if this plugin could have a way to actually specify maybe a message type on top of that, because what I'm going to do is send objects instead of string messages, similar to the last video. So let's just dive right into it. And basically what I have is list of plugins. You can see that I have the noise plugin loaded up, and I also, since I'm piggybacking off of it, I got this piggy plugin, which is going to send the objects. So that's up and running. If I call this get route, you can see what I have here is Fred connected to Ethel, connected to Lucy, connected to Ricky. So Fred can send a message to Ricky. That's what we're going to do here. So if I come over to Ricky and I call the receive object, nothing really happens because it's waiting for the message. Now I come back to Fred, and I have basically a few fields from the get info command. So if I send that message, you can see that that was delivered. I go back to Ricky's end, and there I go. But instead of having a string here in the body like you would in the noise plugin, I'm converting it to an object. So how am I doing that? We can take a look at the plugin. It's pretty simple. There's just two objects, the send object and the receive object. In the send object, what that does is at first it checks to see if send message is available. If not, it tells you, hey, you need to be running the noise plugin. Then we come down here like we did in the last video, convert to cbor. We have a lot less data that we can send. This is only 1200 bytes. The other was 65,535 minus whatever overhead. This is the 1300 bytes in the onion hops minus the overhead. So not as much data we can send, but there we go. We're checking to make sure it's, we're able to send the data once we have it converted to cbor. Then we put it to a string, because that's what this plugin understands, similar to what we did last time. It only understood strings, but since it's cbor encoded, it's more efficient, and then it returns that. On the receiving end, we have this receive object message, which you saw Ricky call in the previous section. And basically what that's doing is it's calling that. I omitted to check for brevity to see if the call was available, but it should be here also. And it's calling the receive message, and it's waiting for a message to come in. Once it comes in, it'll convert it to bytes, which is what the cbor decoding needs. So it takes a cbor message and turns that into your Python object dictionary and returns it. So just a little more of in-depth of how you can, aside from direct peer-to-peer, you can also do a similar thing where you can send objects back and forth and expand on the protocol, and one plugin building on top of another. So there you have it.